It's Thursday, October 9th, and this is your weekly market watch for the Seattle area real estate market. Let's jump right into the numbers because we are seeing a little bit of consistency in the mortgage interest rates, which is great. So this week, the 30-year fixed is at 6.36%. That's up just 0.01 from last week when it was at 6.36. The 30-year FHA and VA also pretty consistent at 6.05 and 6.08 respectively. So we did see a bump in activity in September. We saw a few additional people come out and start buying. I think across the board, this is kind of what we're seeing in general for the real estate market right now, because we're seeing people who are taking advantage of the rate if they can find a good property. Now, I did hear this week the average rate that we typically see across all of history is in the high 4s. So obviously we're not back down there yet, but if the rate continues to drop, it could be a great time to buy. Or if you have a current mortgage that you got during COVID or at the latter end of COVID that's above 6.5, you could also think about refinancing. So if you're interested in that, please reach out. We can help you think through that decision and if and when that's right for you. So those are the mortgage interest rates this week. We're seeing a little bit more buyer activity, which is good for sellers as well who are putting their homes on the market. But truly, I think what we'll start to see is that from this point, we're almost mid-October, until the end of the year, we'll probably see the number of new homes listed continue to go down. Although that's not the story today in the condo listings. So this week, we actually saw an increase in the number of new condo listings in the market by 10. We're up to 195 new listings in the past 7 days for condos in Seattle. As far as pending listings and sold listings, those are both down 4 in terms of pending listings at 161, and we're down 51 for sold condos at 99. So less than 100 in the Seattle area closed in the past 7 days. And we'll probably see that number go up towards the end of the month for anyone who's getting in contract during the month. But number of pending 161, still a little bit lower than the number of new listings at 195. The reason that the number of listings continues to go down through the end of the year is daylight savings. The weather gets worse. There's a lot more rain and it gets dark earlier. So less people are actually out shopping. Typically during the winter months, end of October, November, December, you see people that are moving because they have to relocate, they have to move, something else happens that maybe forces them to move. But a lot of people, if they are given the option, they'll move during the spring or the summer instead. And so that's why we see a little bit of a slower season, and that will pick back up again at the beginning of the year. Most likely mid to end of January, we'll see a big uptick in activity for the start of the year because we have New Year's resolutions. Everybody's out ready to start the year and start their home purchase. As far as the residential stats for single family homes and townhomes, this is all down this week. So we saw a drop of 86 this week of new listings. So 424 new listings this week. That's down from 510 last week. Pending listings down by 57 at 518, and sold listings down by 82 at 358. So as you can see, we see a drop in the numbers here. So pending listings though is still higher. So at 518, higher than the number of new listings. So for that residential segment of the market, we are still seeing homes go under contract, at least in the past 7 days, at a higher rate than we're seeing homes come on the market. So there is still demand out there for those single family homes. And a lot of those homes that have been listed, even if they don't get offers right away, they're probably still going to get sold before the end of the year. So don't think if you're looking at houses that they'll just stay around forever, because a lot of them will eventually be taken off of the market if the price is right for those buyers who are looking. So with that said, if you're thinking about buying or selling in the Seattle area, reach out. You can text or email us to schedule a free consultation and talk about your strategy and what you want to get out of your experience with buying or selling. We'll help you chart the right path, take those steps that are necessary to get prepared, and then ultimately have a successful sale or purchase. That's all for today. This is your weekly market watch for the Seattle area real estate market. I'm Brennen Clouse, and we will see you again next week.